you are dealing with vertigo, dizziness, lightheadedness, you kind of feel like you're drunk on a ship. This could have come from a fall. It could have been something from forward head posture. A lot of people are on computers. They're constantly like this. Hey, beautiful soul friends. I just wanted to say thank you for being here. I am putting together a little compilation of the experience I've been having with dealing with upper cervical neck issues from a fall. So if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm going to be sharing some of the things that I've been going through working with this chiropractic specialist. So if you are dealing with vertigo, dizziness, lightheadedness, you kind of feel like you're drunk on a ship. This could have come from a fall. It could have been something from forward head posture. A lot of people are on computers. They're constantly like this, rounded shoulders. People deal with this and it's like a really big thing. So what I've been finding is since I fell and had post-concussion syndrome, I found that working with this doctor has really helped me step into feeling better and to find someone, first of all, because I didn't even know I had this. So if you've watched any of my other videos, you've probably seen that. If you haven't, I'm going to link those below. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and leave me a comment after you watch this video. Let me know if this was helpful for you, or let me also know where you're at on your own journey of recovery. This is something I've been dealing with, from what I understand, since I was born. But over the years, every time I fell, every time I had an issue where leaning forward, doing different things, overstretching my body, anything, bike riding where you're leaning over on a mountain bike. It's all things that pull the neck, right? And all these muscles and ligaments get overstretched. And what happens is it's all kind of out of whack. But then when I fell off a cliff, pretty much almost at the bottom, thank God. I would have really been hurt. But when I fell, I just couldn't catch my balance. So I was kind of like running to try to catch myself so I didn't land on my dog. The next thing you know, I went down, landed on my chest, elbow and knee. Knee went that way, elbow went that way, chest, whole body went that way, and I was upside down, butt in the air. I couldn't get up. I was stuck there. And from all this, I had whiplash, which caused post-concussion syndrome. Didn't even know that could happen. I've been going for these sessions. If you watch the first video, you understand a little bit about what I was experiencing. I also was dealing with a lot of anxiety that would come on. I couldn't be in the sun. The heat would really affect me. Still does a little bit, but not much. So, since I've made the last video, one of the things that I found is that you have to hold the adjustment of the atlas and the axis, the two first vertebrae underneath your skull where it attaches to your neck. You have to be able to hold those for 2 weeks. So the first one, chiropractic adjustment of the upper cervical spine. That held for 3 days. I was a little disappointed when I went back to see the specialist because I'm really disappointed it didn't hold. And he said, I'm not surprised. A lot of people don't hold in the beginning. Usually the second time it'll start to hold a little bit more. So I thought, okay, I'm a big component of using essential oils. So I said to my specialist, I said, listen, my guides, my spirit people said that I should probably use my oil. Balance is an oil I use all the time. This is the balance oil that I use on doTERRA. It's a wonderful company. I'm going to link it below. If you are interested in checking out any of these products, the way I use it is I put a little drop. Mine's almost at the end. So a little drop so it's a little wet. Put it on the brainstem right here. And I go right up the brainstem. So right up through the brainstem just to kind of add it up there. It keeps me balanced. I also kind of put a little here and underneath here and here just to keep everything aligned. If you are stressed and need a little extra, you could even put a little dot here, like whatever's left, I'll kind of just balance out my entire being, right? It smells so good. It's so grounding. It's so earthy. So one of the things that I found is by using that, because my guides had said, use your balance oil. The doctor was like, well, don't use that because I want to see if it holds. That's great. I'm glad that he wants to see if it holds, but because it didn't hold the first 3 days, I was so disappointed. I thought, my guide said to use the balance oil, so I'm going to use the balance oil. So I did use it. That was 2 weeks ago. I've held for exactly 2 weeks, which is great. I went twice a week for an entire month. And not only would I be getting aligned, I would also, then I'd go to 3 different machines. So I worked with one machine that is a low-level laser machine. They put it kind of around my head. It kind of comes like this, and they had it go. I couldn't see what they were doing, but it would flash different lights like this laser, and I wore these goggles to protect my eyes. You couldn't feel it, but it was a low-level laser that was pointing towards my ears. So it was working with the vestibular system and the back of the neck, and it would kind of shoot these low-level lasers to help balance out my vertigo, the dizziness. And when I say dizziness, it's more lightheadedness. Like you feel like you're like, whoa, like you're on a ship. Vertigo is when the room spins and you're still. So there's 2 different forms. So it helped to kind of balance out my equilibrium, get my ears in a good place, get my neck in a good place. And so that's what the low-level laser does. Then I also did something called my ACT treatments. So these are like the way they explained it to me. I'll put it below, but what it does is like they were able to, like an ultrasound, they put this gel on there and then they use this machine that it pulsates. I'm probably not explaining it correctly, but anyway, this is what they use on athletes who have to get back in the game. It works with a lot of the soft tissue, and I have a lot of tightness up in here in my traps and also up in my scalenes that hold the neck. And so it was so tight because it was overextending. My head was actually over here. My vertebrae was twisted and tipped up. This vertebrae, the second one, was over here. So I had all this stuff out of whack. And I would kind of, when you look at me in pictures, I was kind of like over here. Now I'm straight. But because it was so out of whack for so long, and I've been holding myself that way, those ligaments are stretched and overstretched. And I noticed this would get super tight, like in here in my traps. And I would be like, oh my God, it was so tight. And I would get this tension pulling up in here and it would just pull on my head. So what they did was they kind of roll this thing over me and it's like, oh, you can feel it like tingling. And she said that was a lot of the nerves. So it was hitting the nerve bundles that were causing a lot of pain because they were so tight, and it just helps to loosen them. That's my description of what this treatment is. So that they do for about 10 minutes or so. The laser was about 10 minutes or so. And then I go into something called a magnosphere. Do an hour in this magnosphere. You're laying in this amazing like zero gravity chair. It's beautiful. It's leather. It feels so nice. You're in this great room. See the word relax. You have this big sphere around you and it's throwing off low level magnetic energy that helps to balance stress, relaxation. It balances your whole system. I'll tell you, when I go in there, I'm just like, night, night. I lay down, close my eyes, and I just either meditate or drift off to a really peaceful place. Next thing you know, they're knocking on the door going, okay, you're done. And then I leave. And it was such an easy process. I've only need to be adjusted twice in here. Like I said, the first time was because it didn't hold. That held for 3 days. Then the second time I went back after using the balance oil, which was awesome, it held for 2 weeks. So I was able then, just the other day, I went Wednesday and today is Friday, and they were able to do a full adjustment. So I also was out in the C6, C7, and L4. Something really deep was in here in the L4. So he was able to manually adjust me the rest of the way, and amazing. And he asked me, do I want it to be manual? Do I want it with the machine where it goes click, click? Do I want it with the table where it's a little more gentle? I thought, no, I want manual. Just don't crack my neck. So there's no cracking of the upper cervical spine. That was all done with sound waves, which is really cool. That's how we did the original video. So if you listen to that, you'll understand. If you've never had this before, it's called EPIC. And EPIC stands for Evolutionary Percussive Instrument Correction. So they're using x-rays to kind of find out where things are out of balance. And then they're able to pinpoint them down to like a micromillimeter. And they're able to see where the spine is out of alignment. And with sound waves, they're able to put everything back in balance. And it's non-invasive, it's non-surgical. Literally, you lay your head on this table. He had me tip a certain way, and then this sound wave instrument, it has like a point on it, and it was like pop, 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 pop. And as soon as he did, everything went back into balance. It was absolutely amazing, no pain whatsoever. And if you're someone who has been manually adjusted for such a long time, this could be really out of whack on you. Saying like when I did the research on this, tinnitus could come from this. People with AFib could be dealing with this. There's so many things that people are dealing with on an everyday basis that could be actually coming from your cervical spine and your neck. And most chiropractors do not go that high, or if they do, they don't really know that much about the cervical spine. That's why I searched this gentleman out. He had 200 good reviews. I thought, is he for real? So me being me, I was like, okay, I'm my father's daughter. And I thought, you know what? He's like a mega researcher, right? He's just like a scholar when it comes to looking things up. So I thought, I'll look up things that are important to me. And this was really important to me, getting my health back and becoming, I want to get back on my bike. Like, I don't know about you guys, but my life is riding my bicycle. And when I can't, I feel very frustrated. And I need that to feel free. And so I haven't been able to ride my bike since June. It's now August, almost September. So I really want to get back on my bike. And the whole reason why I searched him out is because I want to get back to living my life normally. But I'll tell you, I've never been as straight as I am right now because my neck literally went over here. It's crazy. So they were able to balance this. But what I wanted to share with you is he has 200 at this time when I'm making this video, 200 positive reviews. I think there was like maybe 1 or 2 that were negative, and to me it just sounded like someone who's complaining. So it sounds like most people really enjoy this gentleman and what he does. and he was able to help them. So many of the testimonials had said, you know, I've dealt with this for 20 some years. No doctors could figure it out. And I can attest, when I went to the hospital, they were like, you're fine. And I was not fine. I knew I wasn't fine, and I knew there was more to it. Had I known about this gentleman years ago, I would have been doing this. I don't think there was enough education out there about this. And so I love that he specializes in this, and I love that he was able to help me. You know, make sure he was legit. And even though there's great testimonials, you think, is this true? I went on Facebook, I read his testimonials there. Then I went and stalked his people on Facebook, and I reached out to them. I said, listen, you don't know me. I've never met you before, but I see your testimonials on Dr. David's website, and I want to know, is he really legit? Is it worth doing this? How much is it? Because I figured it's very expensive. They did reach back out. Not everyone got back to me because we're not all friends on Facebook, but some people must have seen that I messaged them inbox or messaged me back, and they said, a couple of the ones that got back to me, he's amazing. I've dealt with this for 20 some years. You know, same thing with the other people were saying. And the people I did reach out to had this done in 2019, 2020, 2022. So it was a while ago. It's now 2025. So I thought, well, if they're still holding, then there's got to be something to this, that he's not really that good. And they said that they were. And the one lady was like, don't worry about the price. Just go. Your health is the most important thing out there. And I thought, oh gosh, it's going to be a lot. And I'm not going to lie to you. It is a lot. It's very expensive. I had to invest in my well-being, but your health is your wealth. Without your health, you have nothing. I literally couldn't function, and I thought, how am I going to work? Because even as an evidential psychic medium, even as a hair designer, I couldn't focus. Like, I'm literally trying to do hair and I'm all over the place. And I'm like, okay, I can't work like this. Trying to do a reading, and I'm like, I can't focus to bring in the spirit world. So I couldn't focus to do my work. So this was the most important thing, is to get my health back on track. And being that I've done that, I feel fantastic. So if you have any questions, let me know. I would love to be able to answer any questions I can to the best of my ability. I'm going to post in the link below. Doctor, I'll put a link to his YouTube channel. You can check him out. Also his website. If you end up using Dr. David, please let him know that Lisa Potts sent you there. Let him know, because he will really take care of you, especially if you tell him that I sent you. I did tell him I was going to make some videos because he really helped me. And I believe when people help you, it's great to pay it forward. And if I can help someone else, because again, I searched for this and it was really hard to find someone who could help me. He's helped me greatly, and I've only been going there a month, so I can't wait to see how it progresses. I am scheduled to be going there for the next 6 months or so, and then I'm going to be on his maintenance plan, where I'll go. I believe you only have to go twice a year. I'll probably go every month or every couple months just to keep everything in alignment. But what I found, one of the biggest things I found since going to him, is I don't feel the need to constantly have to crack my back. I used to always be like cracking my back, cracking my shoulders, cracking my neck. I don't feel a need to do that since he's adjusted me properly. And that's huge, because my whole life I've cracked everything. So I'm like, I don't even feel the need to do that anymore. So I definitely will continue on with him as maintenance. And I probably will go every month, every couple months. He said, as long as you come twice, you're on the plan and you're good. That's great. So again, if you do use testimonial and you decide to call Dr. David or reach out to him in any way, please let him know that Lisa Potts, myself, sent you, and he will take good care of you. So he is located in Trapp, Pennsylvania, and he said he has people that fly in from all over, because there's really no one else. He's the only one in Pennsylvania at the time of this video who is certified in this EPIC technique. Hopefully that helped you. If you haven't seen this video, I'm going to link it here somewhere. If you don't see it here, look in the comments below. I'll also link it in the description. If you're new here, I'm Lisa, the multifaceted medium, and I'm just sharing what's been helping me with my well-being and my health. If you also haven't checked out my other channel, I have a channel for evidential psychic mediumship and energy healing, so you might be interested in that as well. I'll link it below. And if you are someone who is highly sensitive, or maybe you don't know you're highly sensitive, maybe you're just curious about the spirit world, or maybe you're grieving, or maybe you want to become a medium. It can be many of those things. I have a really cool quiz below that you'll want to check out. It's a spiritual quiz that you can take, and it's kind of an assessment to see where you are on your spiritual path or journey. So whether you're spiritual or not, check it out. It's a great little resource tool that might give you some insight into you. So check it out, and I'll put that below. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment what you thought of this video. I'm answering everybody's messages. I will answer you in the comments below. And I would just love to hear what you thought of this, and make sure if you do hit the notification bell as well to let you know every time I upload a new video to this channel. I will be also sharing on this channel a good bit about essential oils, how to use them properly. I'm an essential oil educator as well since 2016, and I've been helping a lot of people use essential oils in their everyday life, especially if you are a spiritual type of person and you want to learn how to use them for emotional support and well-being. That's something that I specialize in with people and their pets. So if you are interested in that, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. All right, take care, brush your hair. Peace out.